seeing what he's got first time, kind of getting your eyes on him up close and personal?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, no different than any other year. I mean, obviously he's got the athletic qualities that we're looking for. Mentally, he's got the things that we're looking for that gives him a chance to have success. And so, this camp is really kind of about, getting accustomed to some of the verbiage that we're going to use, getting used to some of the techniques that we're going to ask him to play. And so it's kind of an introductory type of phase, but we're certainly excited about the player.
How do you envision using a guy like that who's an athletic freak? You can use pretty much anywhere.
Well, look, we're going to play him at the right end to start off with and evaluate him there. I think the one thing that really stood out to us throughout the draft process was really just his ability to rush the passer. We felt like, he had a unique skill set that allowed him to be able to rush the passer. He's got size, he's got length, he's got speed. So all the qualities that you're looking for, he has, and now it's just a matter of getting him out here, getting him accustomed to what we're going to ask him to do, and helping him to develop.
How excited were you in trading all the way up to go get a guy on the edge? Something I know you.
Well,
I'm
look,
sure you're happy.
Those aren't decisions that I make. Obviously, we were certainly excited that we got the player because he was somebody that we targeted from very early on in the process. That we felt like he really had a unique skill set, and we felt like we could really utilize his talents. And so, obviously I was excited when Sean and Mickey and those guys decided to move up and take the player, and we feel great about having him.
It's early DA, obviously, but Sean said it's important to not overload guys right now. So what's his grasp, Marcus's right now?
Well, look, I think certainly it's been pretty good. This camp is pretty limited as to what we're asking guys to do right now. So we're not giving them too much, kind of the basics of what we do defensively. And so, look, this isn't a process that just happens instantaneously. This is a process that happens over time, and we're going to continue to push the guy to develop. And again, we're excited about what we have. And we're going to continue to work with him and continue to watch him get better.
What are you most curious to see when a guy comes in from a smaller school like that in early camps to see where he is?
Well, look, I think the first thing you're really looking for is how does he acclimate himself into the locker room environment? How does he acclimate himself when he comes out here onto the field? And he's got Cam Jordan sitting on one side of him, Sheldon Rankins, David on some of those guys. That have established themselves in the league, and how does he fit in with that group? And I don't think he's going to have any challenges there.
Someone called him a raw athlete. Do you see a raw athlete? Do you see a guy who's maybe a little more fine-tuned?
Well, here's what I see. I see a talented player. I see a guy that has all the qualities that you're looking for in a right defensive end, with the ability to rush the passer. He's got the size. He's got the length. He's got the athletic ability. And now, it's really up to us as coaches. And him as a player to develop those athletic qualities and turn them into a good football player.
We haven't talked to you since free agency. When you guys bring in a Demario Davis who's been a Mike and a middle linebacker and not a lot of week that I know of, I mean, do you envision him competing for A.J. Klein for a similar role as last year?
Here's what we see. Look, you can't ever have enough good football players, and I think a lot of times guys get really caught up in where a guy's at on the depth chart right now, and that's really not any of our concern. No different than what we did last year. We're going to put all those guys out there. We're going to move them around. We're going to let them compete. And, at the end of the day, between the process of OTAs and minicamp and training camp, we've got time to evaluate. And our job as coaches is find out who can play and then put them in positions that allow them to do the things that they do really well and try to limit the things that maybe they're not quite as good at. So healthy competition is what you're striving for in every team, because that's how you get better as a team.
Do you envision those guys competing for that signal calling sort of quarterback role?
Well, look, I see a competition all across the board. And not just specifically at the linebacker position. I see competition at every level of our defense. Nobody has made any concrete decisions as to, who's playing where and how much guys are playing. That'll be determined throughout the process of this offseason and in training camp.
And how influential were you with Patrick Robinson coming back and just has it been for you as a coach to see him develop away from here as well?
Well,
as
look, certainly, you know, I was here when we drafted Patrick. I like Patrick as a football player. I've seen him develop from the time that he first came here as a rookie to where he's at right now. I thought he had an outstanding year last year. I think he can provide a function and serve in the role inside in the nickel. I think that's where we primarily see him playing. And I think, again, it adds another quality player to our secondary room and specifically to the corner position.
You spoke highly of Marcus Williams last year, and obviously right after this postseason ended, he's posting videos of working out and getting right back at it. How's he been like since he's been back?
He's been outstanding. He's been outstanding. We felt great about Marcus when we drafted him, and we still feel great about him. I think he's really developed as a player. I think he's going to continue to get better.